3.
A very good day, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Fantastic, fabulous, and funny Friday to one and all. Welcome to SG International Dynamic Speakers Chapter Meeting. My name is Alicia Chia, and I'm the friendly Toastmaster of the day for this meeting. Tonight's meeting theme is centered around problem solving. So before I go into the theme and introducing our fellow appointment holders, I would like to invite our dearest club president, DTM Willie Low, to give us an opening speech. Over to you, President.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Before I start, let me ask, what is problem solving? It's a process of finding solutions to difficult or complex issues. Problem solving skills help you determine why an issue is happening and how to resolve that issue. It's one of the key skills that employers seek in job application. Problem solving starts with identifying the issue, coming up with solutions, implementing those solutions, and evaluating their effectiveness. So who is involved in problem solving? Every one of us. Because we need to, we face problem every day. For the time we wake up and for the time we either sleep or even we think of the problem while we are sleeping. So what is the solution? How to solve it? Why is problem solving is important? Because it's important to everyone because it enables us to exert control over our environment. Problem solving gives us a mechanism for identifying these things, figuring why they are broken and determine a course of action to fix that. When we focus on problem and have knowledge, we tend to do something. We tend to think of A, B, C, D, or we miss out the sequence because we don't know when to start. There is a guide called Guess and Check and Improve. Add it up, draw, make a list, and then think. And when you do this 5 steps, you will learn how to do problem solving because this is part of a thinking mechanism in Toastmaster that we learn. We learn to think using for problem solving. Over back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Club President DTM Willie Low, for sharing with us the steps on how to solve problems. It's only a 5-step system. So remember, we should not avoid problems. Problems will happen whether we are single or married. And when we venture into new areas or we make progress towards a goal that we set up at the beginning. Yes, we may feel that life's problems may be overbearing. Sometimes you may want to cry out your heart out, but who really wants problems, right? Does anybody here in the Zoom wishes to have problems? Well, we could easily have an easy life and have no problems, right? But what would that gain us? You will then have a boring and mundane life, isn't it? So the result is you need to have problems. After all, we learn most from our failures and mistakes. And these are the result of our attempts at trying to solve problems. So the truth is, problems are an essential part of our human experience. And we just need, as our club president says, learn this 5-step way of solving problems. And it's actually a set of effective decision-making leading to solutions. And this is the key to long-term happiness and fulfillment. So be brave, face your problems, And every day, go solve them. Don't be afraid. In the meantime, maybe have some brave souls out there to share with us how they solve their problems in their everyday life. Who would like to share? Maybe Muhammad Bilai? Muhammad, are you there? All right, maybe he's too shy to share with us how he solved the problem. Must be some. Oh, Peter, great. Peter, share with us how you solve your problems in your life.
Instead, that I would like to share an experience from me, which I learned before. Don't avoid the problems. Don't accumulate the problems. You have to solve it with, as Lisha said, brave. And you need to take initiative to solve it. Eventually, when you accumulate too much of problems, when the problems accumulate, then you need to fulfill your time. That will be very difficult.
Thank you, Peter. Maybe we can have one more person to share how they solve the problem before I move on to the next item. Oh, Joan. Joan would like to share how she solved her problem in life. Over to you, Joan.
I feel the best way to solve the problem is that what I do is by collaboration, brainstorming, talking to everyone, and then making a rightful decision, because we all have something to share and we all have something to learn from. Each one of us here has a different skill capacity, which can add value to our personality. So for me, even joining Toastmasters was a learning skill, because I wanted to learn from each one of you, all eminent people, and could just grow my personality through learning. So this is how I like to solve my problem, is through collaboration, understanding each one of your strength and more than strength, and how we can learn from strength and how we can overcome weaknesses. If there's something negative that I have, I don't want anyone to learn from me. If I have something positive, please do learn from me, and as well as share your strengths with us. Thank you.
Oh, excellent. Collaboration is a good idea too in problem solving. Right. Thank you so much for sharing with us. For the sake of time management, if you guys have any other ways of special, unique ways of solving your problems in your life, do key in the chat and we can talk about it later, perhaps in the table topic. Now, meanwhile, I would like to introduce some of our role players for tonight who will be supporting the meeting tonight and see how they should solve their problems in their life. First up is our timer, Jennifer Lim, IP3. Toastmaster Jennifer Lim's friends call her Hot Mama. And Toastmaster Jennifer Lim likes reading to gain knowledge, singing to improve her vocal variety, and dancing to keep fit. So, Toastmaster Jennifer, can you please share with us your role as a timer and how you solve your problems in your life?
Right, good evening, Club President, Toastmaster of the Day, as well as our fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I'll be monitoring in normal circumstances, will be prepared speeches, table topics, and the evaluations. But today I don't think we have any prepared speeches. It's just table topics and the workshop. So because after that, we are going to have the AGM. So for table topics, there will be a timing sequence of 1 to 2 minutes, and I will be flashing the screen. For example, when the speaker has reached 1 minute, I will flash the green, and at 1 minute 30 seconds will be the yellow. Then at 2 minutes, it will be red, and this the table topic speaker will have 30 seconds to wrap up. And as soon as 30 seconds up, I will flash this. That's my role. How do I solve problems? Well, if we are talking about, let's say, I just give you an example. When my son and his wife has some squabbles. It can sometimes be so heated. So I have to be the mediator. So how do I solve this problem? Because I need to listen to both sides of the story. I need to know what's happening. So I'll pull them aside and just speak to them separately. Then try to find a solution and then explain to each party what has been going on, or maybe my son misunderstood my daughter-in-law or vice versa. And that's how I will try to solve this problem. Back to you, Alicia.
Thank you, Madam Timer, Toastmaster Jennifer Lim. Then we also have our table topic master, Toastmaster Patricia Tay. Toastmaster Patricia Tay has been in the early childhood field for over 20 years. As a mother of 3 daughters, she believes, not I believe, that the joy of learning should never stop. So Toastmaster Patricia, please share with us your role as the Toastmaster of the day. I mean, as a table topic master, and how you solve your problems in your life.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, everyone. As your table topic master, I am really excited because I've put together 20 topics for our table topic segment. Later on, we will have about 10 speakers, impromptu speakers. You'll be given a topic each, and I really look forward to your responses to those quotes that I've put together for you. Each impromptu speaker will be speaking 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm sure you have lots to share. As to how I problem solve, I believe in confronting problems squarely. I just go ahead and problem solve when I need to. I never run away, because the more you run away from problems, the more problems will run after you. So that's what I do. I will manage the problems as they come. Thank you. Back to you, table topic. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, table topic master, Patricia Tay. Well, I absolutely agree with Toastmaster Patricia Tay saying that you need to tackle your problems head on. Sometimes we like to procrastinate. I'm also a great procrastinator. So by procrastinating, the problems get bigger and bigger. They roll and roll and roll until one fine day they roll over you. So let's not procrastinate and solve it head on. Well, I'm very happy to tell everyone that we have a very exciting short program tonight. We'll kick off with a mini workshop from workshop speaker, Hajar Zafarullah, right? Then followed by our table topics. And we'll have a 5-minute break for our members who will continue with the AGM session. So before we begin, let me introduce our workshop speaker for tonight. Hajar Zafarullah is ACBCI, otherwise known as Zafar. Is one of the founding members of Whampoa Toastmaster Club, which was established in 2005. Professionally, Zafar is a principal trainer and coach with Team Vision Training Institute Private Limited. He's a certified NLP practitioner and coach. In his professional capacity, he specializes in people development and personality profiling. With Toastmasters, over the years, he has mentored many Toastmasters and have also coached them for contests. And apart from winning contests at club, area, and division levels, one of Zafar's defining moments was winning the National Humorous Speech Contest organized by PA. So thank you, Toastmaster Zafar. And let's all put our hands together to welcome Hajar Zafarullah in his humorous speech, injecting humor into your speech.
You're muted. Zafar, you're muted. We can't hear you, yeah.
Okay, I thought I could do that for the 30 minutes and say thank you so much, but Jennifer caught me on that. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Alicia, and also thank you to Singapore International Dynamic Speakers Club for inviting me as a workshop speaker. Today, as I understand, it's a very special day for you all with your AGM and election coming up. And thank you for accommodating me and my 30 minutes workshop that we have planned for. The workshop today, as per your theme, is problem solving, whether humor can solve your problems. It's very much for you to decide. But especially, I think there are many Toastmasters among us, as I see quite a number of good number as attendance today. There might be some who are not Toastmasters, but in Toastmasters, we understand that humorous speech is one of the very much sought after contests in the Toastmasters calendar. So the speech that I'm going to be sharing with you, the workshop, it is going to be more attuned towards the speech contest or giving a speech in a Toastmasters arena. But at the same time, I mean, like, it's all about how we inject humor in our speech. It could be from a day-to-day perspective. So if you all are ready, just give me a thumbs up. For those with the camera on, without the camera on, you can just give me a thumbs up with your emojis and reactions. Awesome. Thank you so much. Everyone is with me. Let's start this journey, injecting. When we did this project, we have done this workshop with some other clubs. At the time, the vaccination was not very much in the market, or it was not in the know. But now, as we are looking at the injection, people are like, oh my God, is there another vaccination? But this vaccination, it is very much not about COVID. It is about injecting humor into us and what can it do for us? That's the most important thing. But before we get started, and I must do this disclaimer, my first point here is this is not a humorous speech. So some of them might be expecting like, hey, Zafar, how come you are not speaking in a humorous way, or I don't find it funny? Because this is a workshop on how to be humorous, but my speech itself, it is not humorous. But I also have to tell you that I'm not a stand-up comedian. So I'm not coming here and giving an entertainment, one-liners and punchlines. No, I'm no stand-up comedian. So coming back to the point, am I going to be funny for the next 20, 30 minutes? I don't know. And what happens? I'm doing a workshop on humor. And what if no one laughs for the entire presentation? It's meant to be that way, right? And we can just blame it on anything. Let's say the weather. It's too cold today. It was too hot, very humid. So I can't laugh. Let it be. But this is the disclaimer, right? So when we are ready with that, let's go why? Why humor? Is it because it makes you look good? Or is it because it makes people happy? Or maybe humor is a good distressor, or it can engage the audience much better than probably a very sad, poignant kind of topic. Humor, you can engage them. They want to feel relaxed, they want to feel happy. Or maybe, what does humor do for you? Lose weight? I don't know. I'm not a scientist on here. Okay, but whatever humor does for you, right, but we can take it as it is something people look forward to. If you're going to tell someone that, hey, I have a sad story, come. Let me share my sad story so all of you can laugh, or rather cry together. They will be like, okay, sure, that's a good idea, but I think I'm a bit busy right now. I'll get back to you. I'll call you. Okay, I'll call you. And the call is never going to come through. But humor, right? At least you could expect the call to come through. That's the whole idea. But from a Toastmaster's point of view, when you are going to be injecting the humor, there are certain aspects that we need to look into. But before we get into that, something that you need to ask yourself, and you can answer that. Delivering humor, is it difficult in a speech, especially in a prepared speech or a contest speech? or when you're giving a speech, is delivering humor difficult? Okay, let's see some audience response here. For those with your camera on, yes, please give me your 2 hands up if it is a yes, 1 hand up if you feel it's a no. And of course, you can use the emojis. I see 2 thumbs up. Okay, so 2 thumbs up is definitely not difficult, or maybe it's a bit more difficult. I don't know. Okay, let me have a look. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Very innovative. I see 2 thumbs and 1 thumb up, 1 hand up. Okay, so this is how you feel, right? I'm not going to argue. We don't have the time to go through and analyze who is right, who is wrong, but this is how you feel. But let me make it clear for you what we know about humor. Firstly, this is a great news, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to be funny for you to give a humorous speech, because through my experience in Toastmasters, when we tell Toastmasters members to join, hey, come, the humorous speech contest is around the corner. Why don't you register? It's like, I'm not very funny. I'm not a funny guy. I'm a very serious guy, in fact. So I cannot take part in humorous speech. It is not true. It's a myth. Okay, you don't have to be funny to deliver a humorous speech. Okay, and another good news, ladies and gentlemen, is humor, at least delivering humor in a speech, is a skill. So what does that mean? A skill is something that is not like you're born with, but there is something that you can learn. You can hone the skill. You can make mistakes. You can improve upon it. So those are the good things for ladies and gentlemen who are listening here. So if you have already done a humorous speech and you know that you're good at it, awesome. But if you have this fear, I'm a very serious person. Every time I start to say something, it sounds very serious. So I'm not for humor, not true. You don't have to be funny. It is a skill that it can learn. And of course, there are 9,999 reasons more, right? There are many, many, many more reasons. You can refer to Mr. Google, my good friend of mine, and get a lot more of those reasons. But here, the most important thing for us to take note of, firstly, you don't have to be funny. Secondly, humor is a skill that you can learn and you can improve. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that. Give me a thumbs up. Yes, humor is a skill and I can improve. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. That itself has solved the problem for some of you who have been thinking like, humor is not for me. So now that you all are ready, I'm going to spend the next probably like 20 minutes to share with you how you can inject humor. I'm going to share 7, right? Earlier we had 5 ways or 5 steps to solve problems. I'm going to give you 2 extras because I'm the guest speaker here. So I'm going to give you 7 ways that you can inject humor into your speech. And the first one is just find it from your everyday life. You don't have to go and do so much of a research, but it has to be something that is very personal to you. That is going to engage and that is going to connect with your audience. Thanks, Alicia. Earlier, you were sharing about the experience that I had at the National Humorous Speech. At that speech, I used the context of relationship. I used the context of how is our relationship with friends, and very importantly, with our loved ones, especially our other half, my wife. So I spoke about the experiences that I shared with her. I'm sure many of us can connect with that. A relationship with your friend, a relationship with your loved ones, whether it's your husband, whether it's your wife. I mean, like for that speech, I drafted the speech and I probably would have rehearsed hundreds and hundreds of times. And thankfully, when I was like declared the winner, my wife come and tell me, you know why you won? Because you used me as an example. And did I argue with her? No way. I say, you're absolutely right. Just agree. So ladies and gentlemen, when you are dealing with your wife, you know, I mean, like from a husband's perspective, I know there's a lot of wives, there's a lot of girlfriends and boyfriends here. Let me just share from my perspective. When you're dealing with your wife, don't try to understand them. It doesn't work. And that's one of the biggest mistakes I did. I thought I've been a Toastmaster for almost 16 years. I'm a master communicator. I can understand, I can evaluate. Wrong. You don't evaluate your wife. You just agree with your wife. Whatever she says, you agree. So these are the humor. These are the things that happens in your life. Look for the humor in your life. That is the first way. You don't have to share someone else's story. Of course you can, but you don't have to. So look for the humor in your life. And when you do that, that itself is a way of solving your problem. You're not so tensed. Where is the joke in this? Where's the light-hearted moment in this? Where's the humor in this? And of course, you can keep a humor folder. You can write it down. You can put it in your laptop, your computer, and you can save it for the day that you want to unwrap it and share in your speech. So there was another incident where talking about the wife, and they come to you. This is something that I think in many households, whether boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, this would have happened. If they come to you and say, it's like, do I look big or fat in this dress? Oh, don't go there, my friends. Don't go there. Don't try to be. This is a perfect fertile ground. Why I use the word fertile? We have one of our friends here, Angela, who introduced the word fertile during our last table talk, our last Toastmasters. Fertile. So this is fertile for a landmine. So what do? You don't try your table topics. So beware. How to answer that question? Do I look big in this? It is for another problem-solving session, not today. So the point here is humor is all around us. Look for it, find it, and use it in your speech. And of course, when you're talking about audience, as I was sharing with you, I used relationship. Every one of us goes through different types of relationship. Friends, with our children, husband, wife, romantic relationships. So when you're using a relationship, it is sort of a sure bet. But at the same time, when you're injecting a humor, you need to understand who the audience is going to be. Understanding and knowing your audience is going to be very, very useful. There was once, Selamat petang. Vanakkam. What just happened? Did I just drink from the magic potion and my language changed? Some of you may know about this. You might take it as a light moment. But let's say you're making a speech and in the audience, you have a very special guest of honor who may be the leader of a small nation. And if you're going to try this, and you're going to change your language, beware. So you've got to be very aware, conscious of your surrounding, know your audience. So that is the point number 2, the second way. What is the third? So as I mentioned to you earlier in my introduction, I'm no stand-up comedian, right? We are not here as a stand-up comedians, especially like when we are Toastmasters, giving a speech. It is not one punch after another, but more importantly, it is about making a story. What do you want to share? I shared that my face looks like a prata. Earlier, Vasan was sharing with us. He was highlighting, you know, something that you can do is to talk about yourself. You can so-called degrade yourself, make fun of yourself. So in a speech, I said, my face looks like prata. Prata? Why? Is it because it's oily? But the point I was trying to make is that people call me prata because I have a lot of friends. I have friends who are Chinese, we have friends who are Malay, I have friends who are Indians. So, because as a prata, everyone loves a prata here in Singapore. And so everyone loves me. So here, the point is, what are you saying and how does it lead on to the message that you are carrying forward? So it's not just about giving a punch or saying a punchline and it doesn't have a meaning to your entire speech. The next, here we are very much looking at the screen. We are looking at our face and the body language. Yes, you can use your hand gestures and also the voice. When you are speaking, whatever the presentation, and especially for humor, our body language and the vocal variety is so important. Earlier, I noticed also talking about Angela, she just came on earlier. And during that last meeting, that's the first time that I met her. Someone was mentioning that she took a photo with the Queen, UK Queen. It's like, wow. So when I saw her, the first thing that came to my mind is that, oh, we have the Queen's friend among us. So body language and how you want to sound, how you want to deliver the speech. So that is how we can get to the audience. So when you have a point, you use your appropriate body language and vocal variety to get the message across to the audience. So we have seen 4. Let's look at the other 3. So here you are trying to inject humor. What you need to do is let your humor rest on them. What does that mean? When you deliver a humor, you feel that you have delivered a humorous point. You give a pause, not a pause filler, but you give a pause. See whether it sinks in with the audience. See whether they start to giggle, laugh. But the biggest challenge is you feel that you have delivered a joke or a humor and they are supposed to laugh, a funny line, and you look at everyone's face, they are going like, and you don't go like, oh dear, you're not laughing. You don't do that. Let it rest on them. But I didn't tell them that they must laugh. They come in with a lot of other issues. Today, our theme is already about problem. So people are already thinking about problem. I'm sure the Toastmaster of the day is going to talk about problem. I need to think of some problem. So it's like their face looks very problematic. I know, huh? That's not a proper English. Lucky we don't have a grammarian today. But let the humor rest. When you deliver, give a pause, a few seconds pause, and see it sinks in. And you hear the giggles, the laughter, well done. If you don't, you pause and you continue. So this is one of the ways that how you can inject humor into your speech. And the next point is, especially like when it comes to a contest speech, you don't have to like keep it within you. You don't have to hide it. It's my top secret. I'm not going to tell anyone what my speech is all about. You will only hear it on the contest day. It will be released, launched on the contest day. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to be so secretive in that sense, because in Toastmasters, we know that everyone is very friendly and very supportive. It's a very supportive environment. And you can present it to your club members and get their feedback and ask them like, hey, how does it sit on this? How do you sound? How do I sound? And do you like that? What you hear? Do you like this humor? What can you give me any feedbacks? So it's all about evaluation. So here we have come to 6 of our 7 ways, right? Firstly, you find humor in your everyday. So when we have always this is the biggest challenge that we as a speaker or a Toastmaster we have. Where do we find our source? The source is all within us. Look at your daily life. Look at what's happening. Look around, observe. And if you find something that tickles you, then you may want to record it down in your humor folder. And when you're getting into a presentation, when you're going to make a speech, understand the audience. Who are my audience? Is it the young crowd? Is it of the mid-age crowd? Is it more of the seniors? How do you want to relate to them? How do you want to engage them? So that will give you a better stance and also makes you connected with the audience. And in Toastmasters, and when you're making a speech, you inject humor so that you can get the engagement of the audience and you hope that they are with you. And at the same time, you want to deliver a point. It is not just about a stand-up comedian or just about coming there to make jokes. Okay, but here it is a speech that you have a point to deliver in a connected. So I shared with you some examples earlier. And using body language and vocal variety will always, whatever the speech, will connect us with the audience. And when you do that, when you deliver a line, a sentence that you find that is funny, rest for a moment. Let the humor rest on them. And if it is well received, you're going to hear laughter, you're going to hear giggles, that's great. But if you didn't catch it, if they didn't catch it, fine. You're not going to get shocked, you're not going to go disappointed, you're just going to go on with your presentation. And point number 6, this is a suggestion for all of you. I mean, like when you're going to be taking part in a speech contest, when you're taking part in a speech, you just do your presentation at the club level, get their feedback, get their evaluation where you can do better, where you're doing better. And you can present on the actual day or in a contest that is going to be really more powerful. But something that you also need to take note, when you are presenting to your club members, this is one of the challenges. When you're presenting to your club members, at the first time, they might find it very funny. But when the same speech is delivered or repeated at a contest level, they will be going, I have heard this before. This guy came to a club and did this so many times. I don't find it funny anymore. So this is where you have to like really ask your club member, I know it's not going to be funny, yeah, but can you please laugh? Okay, so that's how club members can be supportive. And finally, right, when you are doing a humorous speech, this is one of the key things. You can follow all the 6. The most important for you to do the thing for the presentation is enjoy yourself. Because many times our mind might be so preoccupied. Are they going to laugh? Is it going to be funny? What if nobody laughs at my humorous speech? Oh my God. You're so preoccupied and you will go and stand in front of your audience and probably the judges. You will look so worried. There's so much anxiousness and anxiety on your face. And you're like, please, people, laugh at my joke. It is not a joke, it is a humor. And the most important thing is you are there to enjoy yourself. Have a good time. And if you have a good time, you can also ensure that your audience have a good time. They will learn something from you. They find something funny in what you have just said, and they can apply what you have just shared with them. So ladies and gentlemen, right, this workshop, we can do it a half a day, we can do it one day, or we can do it in half an hour. But the important thing is taking away some points that you can apply. And these are some of the easy ways that you can apply. I mean, like when I was sharing with some of my friends, like we have a presentation today as part of Toastmasters. They went, okay, that's great. What time is it? I said 9. 9? That's my bedtime. And I said, yeah, I mean, like it's just going to be a very short one. Huh? So why don't you like just join in? What if I join in and I start sleeping? And I was just hoping that you don't do that. Huh? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to keep it short and inject the humor in your speech. So keeping it short and engaging. These are the 7 ways that you can inject humor in your speech. If you have any questions right now, I'm open for questions. Anything that you want to clarify, please go ahead. You can either chat, then Alicia, you can share with me. Or if you want to just unmute yourself and ask questions.
Hi, Zafar. I have a question.
Yes, please.
Thank you for sharing with us. And I think it's really precious that you are here. I just like to ask, for a 5 to 7 minutes speech, how many times should we make the audience laugh?
Wow. Okay. Now, Patricia. Right, okay, Patricia has put a problem into my mind right now.
Oh, Patricia.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Patricia Lam.
Oh, sorry, because over here I'm not known as Patricia, because there are two. So when you say Patricia, I've forgotten. Please go ahead. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, sure. It's good for me to mention Patricia and for me to see Patricia Lam. It's been a while. And it was Patricia
Yes.
K.
Such a pleasant thing to see.
Yeah. I mean, the question was like how many times that you want to inject. So I mean, like this is my personal opinion, is that it is not by a statistics. It's not like a statistics in a 5 to 7 minute speech that you need to like have 5 laughter moments or 7 laughter moments. But in general terms, we say that when you are even doing a presentation, whether it is humorous, whether it's an international speech, we go for 3 or maximum 4 points that you want to share with your audience. You want your audience to walk away with, I've learned something, it was funny, it was humorous, but I also learned something. In a 7-minute speech, you don't want to give them 20 pointers. So in a 7-minute speech, you want to give them maybe 3 or 4 pointers. That's what I did in my presentation. So we talk about like my relationship with my schoolmates, my relationship with my wife, and my relationship with my wife again. So laughter, because, and I mentioned that it comes from the point that you want to deliver. So it could be towards these 3 areas. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Any others? Anyone? Yes, Joan? Yes, go ahead, Joan.
Yeah, I'll make it quite short. So my question is, how do you study culture? Because people, some like, I have come from, like, I've lived in so many cultures and so with many diverse people. And some people find some jokes quite offensive. Some don't find that same joke very, it's laughable. I did my contest speech last time for humorous and few people laughed, few didn't. So I'm just worried. How do you study your own culture? Yeah. How do you study the audience culture?
Okay, great. Thank you. I mean, like, as you mentioned, even in a country like Singapore, if you're doing a presentation here in Singapore, we're already talking about a very diverse metropolitan kind of city and a very diverse culture. And of course, when we move up on the rungs in terms of the contest, we could end up in the world championship, right? But at least not for humorists. But at the same time, I mean, like when you're talking about culture, I won't be able to tell you exactly, but what I can tell you is to stay away from certain areas. Now, I think as you are looking into the media, and there's a lot of news of racism. So you want to move away from that. You don't want to like touch on that. You don't want to like make a mention about it. Okay, unless you have a point to make that you are supportive of all cultures. But of course, in general terms, we talk about move away from politics, move away from gender or sexual related kind of topics. So in terms of culture, this is my point, to stay away from so-called the landmines and talk about areas that it could relate or connect to the holistic kind of culture. Yeah, so that's what I mean, like whether you're talking about, as I mentioned, family, whether you're talking about education, whether you're talking about work, so a career-mindedness. So these are the certain areas in terms of your topic that you want to choose and how you want to deliver that humor. Yeah, thank you, John. Thanks for accepting. I know you kept your questions short, and even though like looking at you, it's like I have a follow-up question for that, but I will leave Zafar for today. Thank you for that. Yes, please, Alicia.
Yeah, so Zafar, you mentioned in your winning speech you had 3 areas. So am I right to say when it comes to laughter, there should be, since you have 3 points, there should be 3 areas where people tend to laugh?
Thanks, Alicia, for that question. As I mentioned, like this is like a rule of thumb for us in Toastmasters. when we are delivering a 5 to 7 minute speech, we don't want to pack it with a lot of learning. You don't want to go like, today I feel like Santa Claus, and I'm just going to give my audience 10 and 20 tips for them to take away today because I'm just feeling so generous. We know that it don't work. If you're going to give them 10 points in a 7-minute speech, they walk away with probably 0. They will feel like, I'm just overwhelmed. The guy, he spoke something. I know he came here and he presented something, but oh my God, I don't know. So as a rule of thumb, we talk about maybe 3 or maximum 4 points that you want to highlight, you want to deliver. So that the 7-minute speech, it is something that is going to be lasting in their memory because they are going to be hearing many other speeches at the same time. They are there after a long day of work or whatever problems that they have in their mind. So we want to keep it short, but at the same time, we are talking about 7 minutes. I shared 7 ways. I'm doing a 30-minute speech, but I kept it as short as possible. But at the same time, when you talk about 3, so within these 3, as a humor speech or even an international speech, how you are going to infuse or inject humor to tell that story. That is something that you can think of. And how am I going to do that? Back to point number 1 earlier, observe. It is around you. The moment you observe, you're not going to be like so stressed about the life's challenges, but you're going to open up and observe the funny moments that's happening around you. And that itself is a problem-solving method. Okay, I see red. Any other questions? All right, okay, thank you so much. I mean, you can always post a question through the chat or you can ask Alicia and you can email to us. We just take about 365 days to reply you back, but we promise to reply you. Now, I was just joking. Yeah, you can share your questions that if you have, but at the same time, in Toastmasters, we have a lot of experts. Very happy to see Patricia Lam, who is an expert in her area of speech and presentation. I've learned so much from her. And we have many others. Right? And thank you so much for inviting me for this very dynamic club and for me to present at your special day with this AGM. Right? Thank you so much for accepting me and also for being attentive and having the laughter and the smile as you listen to my speech. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Alicia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zafar. What a wonderful speech on injecting humor. I'm sure everyone here, even though you shared 7 tips, they will remember most of it. My best takeaway for this workshop is observe. Number 1 tip, observe everyday life. And because I have a very interesting everyday life as well. So that tip I find is the best tip. So if you out there, for all the audience out there, if you can't remember all your 7 tips, just remember the number 1 tip. And I'm sure it will give you lots of ideas for your next speech on humor. So once again, let us give another round of applause to our wonderful workshop speaker. You can open your video and unmute yourself and show him all your love and humor. Thank you, Zafar.
Thank you so much, Alicia, for sharing the love also. I'm receiving so much love. And my only issue here is that my wife is also in the audience.
Take a photo first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, please take the photo before anything happens to me. Because my wife is in the audience, like I was mentioning. Yeah. Thanks, Patricia.
So,
I think
so
after I say
everybody,
wife, she want to show me more. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we show love. Okay. Who's taking the photo?
It's Jafar.
Yes,
Zafar is
wow.
here. Please put him to the center, please. Thank you.
We
Wow,
cannot see
that's
him.
Zafar, you need to switch. Zafar, no, he has 2.
I'm here.
He has 2, so you need to switch the right
ID.
one. Yeah, Zafar, you're not on center stage.
Okay.
Hey, no more message, please. Or else the photo will be very bad.
Don't send any message. Smile.
One more time.
Okay, okay, I'll show my
One,
love now.
two,
Thank you.
three. The normal view, the normal view.
Okay, you can exercise your mouth right now.
Or everybody,
normal
please
view.
try to switch on your video, please. Thank you.
Alicia, later you gotta give them
One,
some time,
two,
to exercise their jaws.
three.
Yes, yes.
Okay, done.
All right, thank you. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you.
I see supporters from Wampo, Toastmasters Club.
Yes, yes.
I see Srini,
Yes.
Basran.
Thank
Yes,
you,
and-
Patricia. I was about to say there will be no break. So we will proceed to the next segment. Welcome everyone to the second segment of tonight's chapter meeting, which is the table topic segment. And I would like to invite our table topic master, which is none other than our Toastmaster, Patricia Tay. Toastmaster Patricia Tay has been in the early childhood field for over 20 years. As a mother of 3 daughters, she believes that the joy of learning should never stop. Indeed, it should never stop and should continue till the day you die. So without much ado, let us all welcome our table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. I am really happy there's no break, so there's no chance for anyone to escape. Today's topic is on problem solving. It is rather heavy, and I do hope you can try and inject some humor into your impromptu speech. That is going to be tough. Let me just share screen. Here you go. I have, all in all, 20 topics for you to choose from. About 10 impromptu speakers for today. So you will have to speak till the green, which is going to be shown at the 1 minute mark. May I have the timer, please? 1.5 minutes, yellow will be showing. And at 2 minutes, red will be showing. 2.5 minutes is when time is up. And you have to wrap up before 2.5 minutes. Now, please volunteer yourselves in the chat. Let me see if there's anyone. If not, then I would invite everyone else to just volunteer people, okay?
Patricia,
Yes.
Mohammed has volunteered. He has put up his hand.
Oh, yay, okay. Mohammed, right? Thank you so much for volunteering. First one, Mohammed, can you please pick a topic from here? Table topic number. Mohammed, can you just unmute yourself? Okay, I can hear. I heard something
Okay,
just now.
maybe I misread him. So maybe you pick somebody else. Who else would like to go?
Hey, Joan, as usual, very enthusiastic. Joan, where are you?
If somebody else wants to go, I'm fine, because nobody wants to, like, if somebody else, I can wait and go after that. Yeah, you
Joan,
want, okay,
kickstart this
okay.
one. Joan,
Okay, no
pick a
problem.
number.
Yeah. I take table topic 19.
19. All problems become smaller when you confront them instead of dodging them. All problems become smaller when you confront them instead of dodging them. Over to you.
I agree with this statement that all the problems become smaller when you actually, can you please put the topic again? Sorry, I'm sorry. Can you start the timer? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. All problems become smaller when you confront them instead of dodging them. All problems become smaller when you confront them instead of dodging them. I agree with this, but at the same time, I also agree with this that you also have to rest on your problems for a few days rather than just confronting them there and then. They will become a lot smaller. I can give you a personal example from my life today. My daughter is studying in the UK and she can't come here and be with us in Switzerland because of the coronavirus. And the borders are all shut for her. Poor thing, she's all stuck in studying and in UK because she was studying out there. She cannot just enter and meet her parents. We are frantically trying to search for a place for her to even live in because her university is all done and she has no place. So she's living in Airbnb. And it's so hard for us as parents because she's alone and she's homeless, we feel, and all the whatever we can do. But we are trying very hard to find her a place. And what I told her is just wait and we will try to contact the immigration office, and we haven't even received a reply from them. So some of our friends and some of our contacts have volunteered to help, which is nice, but that we had to really wait for it for a few days to even get a back answer from them. So the problem, although was a lot larger then, it now appears to be smaller because of all the support that we are receiving and all the well wishes that we are receiving from everyone. My message here is try to connect with people. Try, whenever you can, just try to connect with people because you never know. Rather than money, it's always people and human beings who will come to help you at the time. Maybe they may not offer you monetary support, but they will give you advice, suggestions, which will go a long way. So connecting, loving, and being empathetic and just embracing your differences, but accepting a person as they are is really important for a long-term relationship. You never know when they will assist you in any other way. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joan. Toastmaster Mohammed, are you ready to go next? I see your hand raised. Toastmaster Mohammed? If not, shall we have Toastmaster Edward? Edward, are you ready?
Sure.
Could you pick a number, please?
3.
3. Oops, sorry. Okay. Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value. Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value. Over to you, Toastmaster Edward.
What does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? Mr. President, Toastmaster of the evening, topic master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We all aspire to be successful. When we are in school, we want the best grades. We want to be the valedictorian. But how do we get there? Do we put in the work? Do we do the extra assignments? Do we burn the midnight oil studying? Or do we get the test from a student from a previous year? Most teachers give the same test repeatedly. There are different ways for us to achieve our goals, but we find it more rewarding when we incorporate elbow grease. We put in the work to achieve our goals. And therein lies the true success, by having it come from within. When we take the road that is easy, yes, we achieve momentary success, but the compromises we make makes us less. People look at us differently. Oh, he got an A, but everyone is whispering he cheated. He had the test from a previous year. We lose value. Therefore, the success is meaningless. So Toastmasters and guests, I put to you, If you truly desire it, if you truly want to be successful, do not compromise your value. For it profits a man nothing to gain the world, but lose his soul. So Toastmasters, go forth and be virtuous. Topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Edward. May I invite Toastmaster Fabiola?
Yes.
Would you pick a topic, please?
Let's go with number 8.
That's a lucky number for Chinese.
Yeah.
Picture your brain forming new connections as you meet the challenge and learn. Keep on going. Picture your brain forming new connections as you meet the challenge and learn. Keep on going. Over to you.
Table topic master. Can you imagine? I just signed up for a course like that. You see, I love languages. I come from a country where we are exposed to different cultures. So for us, it's very natural to get into speaking 3 or 4 languages. You start from small. But lately, I want to add one more. At this moment, I can speak 4 languages fluently and I can understand a 5th one. But I truly want to learn 2 more. So I have been discussing with my brain. Please help me to master that what I used to have when I was little, to acquire new languages. That is something that we have been discussing back and forth. Brain, can you please help me to master this one more language? So I'm trying to get this going on for my brain to connect and try to go on to, for me, to learn another language, preferably one that I can communicate with East cultures, because I know most of them Spanish, Dutch, English, but I would like to learn, for instance, Japanese or Mandarin. Ah, it's hard, but one day I think I can make that connection and my brain will help me. I've done it when I was little, so why not now? Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Fabiola. It is great to hear you speak. You are also our election chair for today. What an honor to have you. May I invite the next speaker, Toastmaster Srinivasan? Let me just switch to my slide and you may pick a topic.
Let me take topic 9.
Topic 9.
Yeah.
A problem is a chance for you to do your best. A problem is a chance for you to do your best. Over to you.
Yeah, I agree 110% with that statement, because everything of importance that has ever happened in this universe has happened because someone came up with a solution to a problem. Every invention in this world is somebody's response to a problem. And every effort that we put in towards solving a problem leads to something new and something stupendous being discovered. In fact, whenever we talk about problem, today in the beginning of the meeting, I was wondering about problems, right? They said that the theme of the meeting is problems. I thought of my dad, because he always used to tell me the only place that there is a person with no problems is the cemetery. When I was in India, he always used to tell me this, that the only place where there's a person with no problem is a cemetery. So now, after I came to Singapore and I found out that here the cemetery is also limited to 10 to 15 years. So I used to tell my mom that I want to tell dad, because my dad is no more. So I used to tell my mom that I want to tell dad, in Singapore, even that peaceful place is limited only to 10 years or 12 years or 15 years. because after that they dig you out again because they need the space. So life is always about challenges, right? We face a problem, then we think about it, and then we come back with an effort to resolve that problem. It may be for us or for somebody else, but that resolution sometimes can end up making money. And every machine, because I'm basically an engineer, so maybe I talk in terms of machine. Every machine that has been ever made is something that somebody wanted to use to help us to do something better. Weightlifting machines were made so that we don't have to lift the weights. Some other machines were made for physical. Most of our machines are made to reduce our physical labor, but the only machine that was made to reduce our mental labor is this device, computer, the laptop, the computer. That's the only device that was made to reduce our mental effort. And like I said, every solution, as long as you're progressing towards it and you face it up, it will not snowball into a bigger one. And then I think you'll always find that something great comes out of it. The effort that we put in is always great. So it's very important for us to put in that effort and learn to enjoy the journey, because it's always the journey that teaches you a lot of things. It's not the destination. So face up to the problem, live up to the challenge, and do it. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivasan. Can we have the next speaker? Toastmaster Angela.
Thank you very much, Patricia. May I have topic 16, please?
Topic 16. Problems are nothing but wake-up calls for creativity. Problems are nothing but wake-up calls for creativity. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Patricia. To me, the obvious person I think of is Edison, and how he made 1,000 attempts to find a way of making a light bulb. And he must have discovered all sorts of things along the way. But the other one that comes to mind is that when they were trying to work out how to make a rocket go into outer space, on the way they discovered all sorts of new inventions. And I've heard that non-stick pans had something to do with their testing out as well. And when you take something like a sewing machine, it wasn't invented all in one go. And the same with the car, it wasn't invented all in one go. Let's think of the car. Somebody first got the idea. They must have seen a tree trunk rolling and thought of using a log and putting something on top of it. And then it must have broken off, and they must have thought of a wheel. And then they might have found they'd got two that weren't big enough and used one each side, and then got two wheels. And then in the end, we get a wheelbarrow. And then somebody finds you just need the outside, and you get a wheel, and then you need to support it and keep it rigid, so you get the spokes. And then somebody else comes along and they put rubber around it so it doesn't bounce and break so much. And all the way, there are different people creating new solutions to the problem. And a lot of these things, like the wheel and the car, we can't see all the ways they are developed. But with YouTube, we can now go on and we can see exactly how people are solving problems. And the wonderful things are all the school children who invented new ways of doing new things with plastics, like using plastic bottles to build a wall or a roof, or grind them down and make new products. So we're living in an age of creativity. Isn't it wonderful? Back to you. Thank you for that lovely question, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Angela. Next, we will have Gracie. Always excited to hear you speak, Gracie.
You're always so cute, Patricia.
Choose a topic.
I'll have them 15, please.
15. Every problem is a gift. Without them, we wouldn't grow. Every problem is a gift. Without them, we wouldn't grow.
Every problem is a gift, and without them, we wouldn't grow. I love this very much. You always have the best way of preparing hot topic questions. All right. I believe that every problem is a gift, because just Like in school they're called assessments. You know, assessments, tests, examinations, they're meant to challenge just how far you've come. There's a popular saying that I personally like to live by: a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. When you're going through trials and adversaries, you're being pulled and you're being stretched, and you are a chain, and at some point you are going to snap, and that's completely okay. It's okay to snap because that just shows you where your weakest link is, and then enforcing that will only create a stronger human being. I like to think that a lot of us choose not to acknowledge that we even have problems in the first place because we're constantly comparing what we're dealing to other people. For instance, oh, I'm in $100 debt right now, but this person I know has $10,000 in debt. The problems that I'm dealing with must not be as great. And to that I say, if I'm drowned in 50 meters of water and someone drowned in 5,000 meters of water, they're both good as dead. So your problems are just equally as valid. And acknowledging your problems actually comes with a lot of great things, because once you realize that, hey, this is something I deal with, this is something I'm struggling with, and the sooner you can fix it before it becomes a permanent everyday thing. Because the sooner you solve it, the sooner you can stop saying, oh yeah, this is just something I've been dealing with. It's not anything too serious or anything. Because honestly, someone said this before, but the scariest thing anyone can say is, I've always done it this way, because that just means they aren't open to change. And without change, without stepping out of your comfort zone, there is no growth. So in conclusion, problems are your gifts, because without them, you will never assess just how truly strong you are. Thank you very much. And right back to you, Patricia Tay. Thank you for that wonderful question.
Thank you, Gracie. Do we have more volunteers? We can perhaps have 2 more speakers. I see raised hand, or probably just supporting what Gracie has just said. Shall we have CJ Lim? CJ, are you there?
Hello.
Oh, yes, we can hear you. Thank you. Would you like to try the table topic?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Here, pick a number.
Number 2.
Number 2. You never fail until you stop trying. You never fail until you stop trying. Over to you.
Fantastic Friday, Club President, fellow Toastmaster, and distinguished guests. You never fail unless you stop trying. Yes, I agree with this statement totally. Because when I just joined a Toastmaster Club 3 years ago, when I was about to deliver my icebreaker speech, I'm totally frozen. I'm so scared. And I cannot, when I see that all the unfamiliar places in another crowd, I totally forgot what I'm going to say. And I was totally doing not very well during my first speech. But after that, I try to practice more and try to speak more and visit a lot of different clubs so as to gain more confidence when I speak. Once I feel, I even try harder. That's why every time I practice and practice till perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep growing, keep learning, keep improving. We should never stop trying. For example, if the club president asks whatever role, exco role you want to take up, you should raise up your hand and volunteer. With every role comes every responsibility. And through the different roles, you gain more confidence and you gain more leadership skills. In Toastmaster, we are a friendly environment and we always have positive people. My famous quote from Lorenzo Snow, be better today than you were yesterday. Be better tomorrow than you are today. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you very much. The next speaker will be Jeep, Toastmaster Jeep. And he has chosen topic 10, I believe.
Yep.
Give me a moment. A problem well stated is a problem half solved. A problem well stated is a problem half solved. Over to you.
Hi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeev, and my topic for today is a problem well stated is a problem well solved. All right. So, there's something called specificity. So you want to be specific in your problem, in whatever problems you're facing, and you also want to be clear on it. So by being very specific and clear on your problems, you will definitely know what your problem is. You are able to see what your problem is, and you're able to visualize your problem. And by doing that, you are able to clearly break down your problems into smaller pieces, and your problems may not look like a problem anymore. And that will give you that easiness to solve those problems. And as the saying goes, as you go step by step, you are able to slowly break down and solve those pieces of problems you have actually broken down. So that's what I would like to say, and that's all for my topic. Thank you so much.
Patricia, you're muted.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I saw that Sumita has volunteered, but we have come to a close for our table topic segment. So Sumita, this is just another sign that you have to come back to our club next week. All right, we hope to see you, truly. And thank you everyone who has spoken.
Yes, I'm sure.
Thank you. Yes, we want to see you again. All right. Thank you everyone who has spoken. You have done a good job, and we are very happy to have heard from you. We have learned much from your impromptu speeches. I shall hand the time back to Toastmaster of the Day, Alicia.
Table topic master, can you invite our timer to read the timings?
Yes, so sorry, I've missed that out. Yes, our timer for today is Toastmaster Jennifer Lim. Can you please read the timer's report?
Thank you. For Joan, 2 minutes, 6 seconds, 206. Edward, 205. Fabiola, 205. Srinivasan, 223. Angela, 222. Gracie, 209. CJ Lim, 204. Jeep, 107.
Thank you, and I suppose they all qualify. Let us now vote for the best table topic speaker.
I like that my name is also there when I didn't even speak. But the biggest surprise will be if I'm the winner. No, but the biggest surprise will be if I'm the winner in the table topics when I have not spoken at all. That will be like, wow.
Today's Zoom master was very generous. Maybe he's trying to play a humor joke on all of us and see whether you're alert.
Please, everyone, vote for me. Vote for me.
Okay, have you all voted? We shall now close the poll, and I will hand the time back to our Toastmaster of the evening. Alicia, please.
Thank you, table topic master Patricia Tay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, would you like to know who is the winner despite having a few non-participants in the poll?
Yes.
All right, I only hear one person say yes. The rest of you don't want to know who are the
yes.
winners? Okay, that's good. Thank you, everyone, for participating in the table topic session. And thank you, table topic master. It was indeed a very exciting table topic session where we learned so much things. Now, let's have a drum roll, please. And the winner for the best table topic speaker is none other than our young guest, Miss Gracie. Congratulations. So I enjoyed your table topic speech as well. Indeed, thank you everyone for a fabulous and funny Friday night of Toastmastering. I hope you have all enjoyed the night as much as I had, with a wonderful mini workshop on injecting humor, followed by a table topic that also tried to inject humor as well. Was pretty good. Remember, in our quest to solve problems, don't let our problems engulf us. And I also like to thank everyone, each of every one of you, for sharing your insights on problem sharing in whichever way you had. And I would like to leave you all with these thoughts before I end this meeting for everyone. Here are some of the world's smartest people, how they think about problems and how you can learn to overcome them. Sometimes problems don't require a solution to solve them. Instead, they require maturity to outgrow them, by Steve Maraboli. And one more last quote that I hope everybody will remember this. It isn't that they cannot find the problem. It is they cannot see the problem, by G.K. Chesterton. So sometimes it takes two to clap, but we need to step back and reflect. We might, or you might be the problem. So without much ado, I would like to end the meeting and hope to see all of you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia, and everyone.